He said, let's steal the money and divide. I said, no, this is not our money. This is people's money. We can't do this.
Welcome to the AfgEye YouTube channel. If this is your first visit, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our new videos.
Okay, sure. So, Helmandi Saib, so you set up as a partnership, I understand it, the Afghanistan construction company, AfgEye, with Hamid Karzai. And essentially what what you've said so far is that he's illegally registered a factory of the firm as his personal property, and the revenue of that property, the factory, goes to his bank account. So firstly, am I correct in understanding, was this a partnership or was it a limited company? Or
this was a partnership that we were 5 partners, and we had an American guy and we had 4 Afghans. We went this was a partnership established, and then we came to Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, we registered an Afghani company here. Our partnership was to see if we can get some loans from American banks to start this project. And then we came here to Afghanistan. We established an Afghan entity, Afghan company to build that town.
okay, sure. So this specific factory that Hamid Karzai, you're saying, is illegally registered as his own personal property. What was this factory doing?
Well, I mean, now we are coming like almost 18 years into this business.
Yeah.
We had some bad experiences too. I think if you're interested, I will give you a little bit of a background.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
please.
That way, it's because I think there's a big gap, between 2002 and 2020. That there's a lot out. Like when I started the project, as I told you, they thought I was crazy. It will not happen, and I start building roads. I start building homes together, and planted trees and made parks for the kids, so they can play in the parks and they can play soccer, put lawns, proper lawns. Most of the kids back then were playing in a barren land. All their knees used to bleed, because they used to fall down on those rocks and barren land, and that really hurt me. But when I put all that stuff together, the project became, the dream was coming closer to, the actual project was coming closer to the dream that I had for it. They got shocked. They said, wow, everybody would come and see the trees, you see the parks, you see the nice houses that I'm putting it together. So they smelled money. When they smelled that money, then they start, after 3 years, they start giving me problems, because they were planning to sell homes and sell these lots and run away, take some money outside. And I was against that. I didn't want that to happen, because they would come and say that, give me 50 lots. I said, no, I can't give you 50 lots. If you don't have a house, here you can come and build a house. But I can't give you 50 lots because you'll be making profit on it. And then, I mean, for the people who are going to build a house, of course, you're going to charge them double. And I love that money, that profit that goes to your pocket. I love that money to go to the guy who's building the house. So there was a lot of resistance from my side. So they didn't know how to get rid of me now, because now they saw it's happening. Now they saw it's happening, and now we are in 2006, end of 2005 and 2006. They didn't know how to get rid of me, because now it's a fruition time. They want to get the fruit. They didn't have a heart to say that this guy went through hell developing this, building this town, and putting those concepts in auction. They brought their brother. They said, we want to bring my brother as a manager of the company.
Okay.
And they put me through a lot of stress. And to be honest with you, I got scared for my life because in Afghanistan, if you are holding onto money, or like any other poor community, they would come in and kill you and get your money. So I finished the first phase. Then they put me under so much pressure. So I had no choice but to hand over to his brother, and then his brother, start, taking advantage of the project, like he himself in New York Times interviewed Mahmoud, said my brother stole more than $50 million from this project. In New York Times, we can send you the articles.
Is this Ahmed Wali?
No, Shawali.
Okay, Shawali.
So he himself testified against his brother that to an international paper that my brother took that much money, stole that much money from this project. So
if you send the links to the articles, we will put it in the show notes of this episode.
We will send you that.
Yeah.
I'll send it that. He wants justification. So in 2009, finally I was in California. I wanted to retire. Mahmoud kept calling me, said, please, for God's sake, come. The project is really going crazy. There's a lot of stealing going on, and they're not following the rules. They are just destroying the whole thing because he and his brother were not in good terms with each other.
Okay.
He begged me. I said, no, I'm done with this. I've done my first phase. I put an example together. I trained the people. I'm sick and tired. He said, please, for God's sake, it's your baby. We are destroying your baby. You are killing your baby. So please come and put this thing together. In 2009, I came back and I saw disaster. Everything there was a stealing going on. There was, it hurt me because it was my baby. And then I stayed there. In 2009, and we had a lot of resistance from his brother. His brother, Shawali Karzai, 2 times attacked our office, kicked us out of the offices, trying to take control of the project. And then more than 61 million, $60 million, I don't remember the exact figure, which Mahmoud testified to that too. I can send that too, that Shawali, it was gone from our account by President's order. Without any letter, without anything, all of a sudden I write a check, there is no money in account. Wow, what happened? We had more than $60 million in account. How come we don't? He said, no. And then when I went to the bank, he said, check with the central bank. I checked with the central bank. The central bank, the guy tells me that the president called me and said, transfer the money. And then, wow, we were with no money. A lot of time, I was running the project. We didn't have money for the tea, to buy tea, because we had no money. All the money was gone. The things were hurting us a lot. So we started that. I can go in more detail. I don't want to go in more detail, but I have all the documentation for that. And then we come all the way to 2017. We put the project back together. All the paperwork, all the paper trails, and all the documents for ownership of the plots were clarified. Files were created for each plot. A company put a nice accounting system, nice software system together where everything will be transparent. Everything went back to normal. And then 2017, one of our partner, Hamid Karzai, which is their cousin, he dies, and that governor's Qandahar governor, that incident that he passed away and died. And going back there, like when Hashim was alive, we planted so many trees, more than millions of trees we planted, but the irrigation cost was so high, because we were watering them with tankers. So I went to India, and I put machinery together, and I bought some machinery from and then I shipped the machinery to build my own pipes, so I can I can water these trees with drip irrigation, which will save 90% of the water, plus our irrigation costs will come down. And when I went there and bought the machinery, I was there researching for machinery, for material. I sent the machinery to Afghanistan. When the machinery came to Afghanistan, the custom people told us that our license is construction license, and this is you're bringing a manufacturing unit to the country. You have to have a manufacturing license. So Hamid Karzai back then, I don't know what his motive was. He went and took a license as a manufacturing license to clear the goods through customs. He cleared the goods through customs, and everything was running fine. After a year, I discovered that the license is only on his name. He did not put our names on it. You know, the license should be the three partners that were left. The license, in the license, the ownership should have been three. And I said, what did you do? Why did you do this? He said, I'm sorry, you guys were not here. I mean, it was an excuse. He said, I put in my name. I said, that's not right. This is a company that is owned by all three of us. Why didn't you put all the names? He said, don't worry, when we do the renewal, we will put the three names there. So I took the license. I told him, don't renew it until we change it. So that license was locked in our locker room, so nobody would touch it. Then when Hashim passes away, I completely took control of the company, all the financial, everything of the company for a year. And Mahmoud was trying to give contract to his cousins, was trying to give some stuff to his cousins. And I said, no, you can't do that. This is people's money that they have given to us to build this town. And I cannot give you those money. He said, let's transfer the money to Dubai, let's transfer this here. I said, no, you can't do that. This is people's money. When you finish, when you declare your profit, then you can do whatever you want to do with this profit. So he didn't know what to do because everything was in my control. He offered me in Dubai. He said, let's steal the money and divide. I said, no, this is not our money. This is people's money. We can't do this. Because he was used to Kabul bank money, the way they stole Kabul bank money. And that he lost, or whatever he did with that money, now he wants to have access to this money. I said, no, as long as I'm alive, you're not going to have access to this money. So from there, I think he started making a plot how he can make that manufacturing license on his name, and then use some force and try to put all our money back into that account or that business, which is owned 100% by him. Not only that, and then I asked him about Kabul bank money. I said, you took people's money to pay Kabul bank debt. This is people's money. If you want to pay a Kabul bank, whatever money is, bring it from the money that you took outside the country, not from people's money. So I told him, please bring the money back. You know, please bring the money. This is people's money. We just bring it back so I can finish building the city. And those are the disagreement we start having. So he made a plot with with Hashim's son, and he transferred. They made some documents, and they transferred. Hashim's son transferred that business license to Mahmoud's name. And when he got the business into his name, he wrote letters to the accounting department, to everybody. He said, now, from now on, all the income should go to my account. And people called me and said, what the hell is going on? They said, we don't know what to do. I said, I can't do anything. With guns, he went there. You know, I mean, he had guns, so people were scared of him. So they start abiding by his order. They start, transferring the money of our income for our money into his own personal account, which is a straightforward crime. It's just stealing money of a legal entity who's got a contract with the government, who's building a city. Stealing that money and putting in your account is a straightforward crime, which he didn't care, because he wanted to put some money into that account, so when the account is rich, so he can run away with it. And I had a little bit of money in my account, so I put in some other company's account, so he will never have access to that account. And then he starts selling properties, and because people, that much money was not coming to the account. So what he did, he offered 50% discount to people if they pay early, so that that account can get rich, so that he can have enough money so he can run away with it. And then when I saw that, I informed the government. I sent a letter to the government of Qandahar. I said, "You're a representative of the president. There's a stealing going on. This guy is taking government money and companies' money and putting it in his personal account. Act." The governor went and had a drink with him at night, which I heard. I don't know. I wasn't there. And
which governor was this?
This was Zulmay we saw.
Okay.
And Zulmay we saw goes and have dinner with him. And then at that dinner, Mahmoud offers land to his sons. And he gives the deed. I can send you the copy of those deeds too. They said, "Give me your tazkira for your sons. I will give you land so you can shut, so you don't stop me." And next day, his two kids gets land in Ayno Mina. And he completely ignores my letter, my notice, and he's not acting nothing. So I had, and then because of his Kabul bank stealing, when he stole money from Kabul bank, the court has ordered that Mahmoud cannot sell anything, because unless this Kabul bank case get clear, Mahmoud cannot sell anything. He didn't care about court order. And I have that court order that I can share. You guys can put in documents too. He didn't care about the court. And the court also didn't do nothing when he saw he's selling all these properties for half a price and he's giving letter and collecting money. He disregarded that court order too. And when I filed my case in Saranwali with a general attorney general, when I filed the case with attorney general that this company is under attack, these people are stealing money, act. He had some connection in the attorney general office. He delayed. So I would go every day. They delayed me for almost 2 years. They won't take any action. I said, for God's sake. They said, this is a matter between you and him. I said, no, it's not matter between me and him. This is a crime. It's a stealing going on. This guy will take people's money and run away with it. Who's going to be responsible? Please act. But because of his connection and because of his bribing, he must have been bribing those guys. They were just delaying and delaying and delaying. Finally, like 6-7 months ago, there's a special unit in Afghanistan for big crimes. Finally they said, yes, this is a big crime going on. Now we know. I said, after 2 years now, you're telling me it's a big crime going on. So they send it to Jaraim Sangin, which is, they're handling crimes that there are over 10 million Afghanis.
Okay.
Yes, and so now for almost 3-4 months, we are in that court, and he's playing his game there too, and trying to delay. Every general attorney, every prosecutor, when we meet, we give them all the documentation. They are shocked. They say, wow, this is happening in the country. And then they get scared or they're paid whatever, then they change. We have gone through 3 different prosecutors so far where they agreed. They were supposed to give order to the banks not to deposit this illegal money and to take some action. Then that delays. So that's why I got sick and tired of these delays, and he's, even though now he's a minister.
I was just about to ask you about that.
I expected honest to God, I expected the government that the government will put him in jail, because this kind of crime, minimum time is 15 years. So I was expecting that he will be handicapped and put in jail. And all of a sudden, I heard that he's a minister now. I said, wow,
Yeah.
what a country. What a country. When you steal, you become a minister. Instead of prosecuting the guy, he became a minister.
So would you say, you mentioned earlier that you sort of felt threatened, because they used violence, they had connections and whatever. Do you still feel that? I mean, you're currently the senior advisor to the president. Do you still feel like they'll try to exert any influence or intimidation or whatever into silencing you?
Of course. Like I don't have access to Qandahar anymore.
Okay.
Last time I went to some national project to do in Qandahar, I had to call the police. I had to call the Amniyat, the special security to protect me, while I was doing national. I cannot go to my old project, which I started in Taliban time. I cannot go to my Ayno Mina project because I know, they are going to kill me or do something,